So basically, when I arrived in Australia, I obviously did not have enough money to buy a house for myself. I thought that why not invest with whatever money I have? Let's start investing. So let's be in the market rather than staying outside and just watching what others are doing. So I just took some advice from my friends, again, who are new to Australia. So that did not work well, obviously. And then I just took that advice, and because my friend was buying, okay, a group of four of us, like four friends, we all bought a land, like affordable land in the money that I could actually spend. That's how I started that investment journey. And then again, I built the house and started that as an investment property, renting it out. Eventually, I was planning to move to Melbourne, but then eventually I stayed in Sydney for some other reasons. And then that became my first investment property, which wasn't actually a planned investment property, very well planned investment property, I would say. So yeah, that's my first investment property journey. So after that, I was just looking for some better advice from someone who is in the market and who knows in and out about the market. And I thought that nobody other than a buyer's agent would be able to guide me on that, because all the friends, they have their own perspective and with a very limited lens, whereas a buyer's agent they definitely would have a better vision, I would say. And then I started looking for the buyer's agents, and then I was very impressed with an article that you had on real estate, and that's where I got connected with you. In a week's time, I just started conversation with you. And I can say that from experience that whatever I did in Melbourne, yes, I worked out that is a investment property, but was that a fair decision, worthwhile investing? Then my answer is no at this stage, at least. Even the friend who bought the property there, he actually went and stayed there in Melbourne. So he did not really bother about whether the property is, what is the capital growth and cash flow and all those things. He did not even think about that. So he was okay. But after 3 years, he started telling me that, no, Anand, this is not a right place for you for an investment property. Probably you sell it off. And that's where we discuss about that. Should I sell it or not? And that's the discussion. But yeah, I think that wasn't really a good or planned decision, as I said. So yeah. Perform better in terms of both capital growth as well as cash flow. So I was really happy with that particular purchase, and that's why I never thought about how much I paid and what were the costs involved with that. So even if I consider your cost in the property cost, still I'm happy. That property is worth buy. Go with a professional, obviously. If you want to learn cricket, learn from a cricketer rather than learning from your friend in the colony. If I have to describe this in one word, I would say flawless. It was so well planned, and I had a few criteria that I had already mentioned, that okay, if we meet these criteria, then only I'm going to buy the property. If not, then probably I would have to say no. And then when I set those criteria, I was thinking that definitely I would get at least 10 times you would reach out to me and say that, okay, are you happy with this property? I would have said no. And that's what my expectation was, or my thinking was, when I actually gave those criteria to you. But then I was surprised that the first property that you shared with me, that was the one that I liked, and I ticked that, okay, this is what I want, and that's it. So it was so hassle-free that even I did not have to think twice about that property, because whatever I had mentioned, the property that you gave me, it ticked all the boxes. So that's what I needed. And that was like a time saver for me, as well as my involvement was very minimal, but still I achieved what I wanted. So that was good experience, definitely. Those were surprises. So after the property was bought, it was all working okay, normal maintenance. It was not like I was shocked with that type of maintenance fees or something like that. So it was all okay. And thanks to you for basically advising or recommending the seller agent as my property management agent as well, and that worked out well as well. So that he's doing very good. So I forgot to mention earlier that the reports, the suburb reports or whatever that you provide, those I compare those with as well the real estate, because everybody just publishes those type of reports, and I found definitely a very good difference in that. And whatever, as an investor, whatever you are looking for, that all those aspects are covered in your report, which is what I really liked. And that actually made my decision quicker and faster, that okay, that yes, we should be able to go with that, because of the points covered. Basically, go for it. Just don't even think about anybody else, and just think about Rasti and Rupali, and they'll help you out. That's my message to them.